Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Your Next Move. I'm your favorite realtor, Evantz Saint-Gerard, representing Team NWE. We have a special guest today, Jill. Jill, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, I'm Jill Giese. I'm from Boise, Idaho.
Tell us a little bit about yourself from Boise, Idaho.
Well, I'm a third generation native Idahoan. I have been in real estate for 15 years. I have a small team, and our office is in the north end part of Boise, which is a beautiful historic area.
Okay, tell us more about the area.
So Boise is very well known for recreation. We're a capital city, we're a university town, and Boise is very unique in that the closer you are to the downtown core, the closer you are to nature, because Boise is set up, it's kind of nestled between the river and the foothills.
Okay.
And so it's just a gorgeous place. We have great weather. Everybody's moving here.
Really? So is there a specific area in Boise that you see a lot of people wanting to be in, or like downtown versus like rural areas?
Well, it depends. I mean, you have to go. So I work mostly Ada County, which is Boise, Meridian, Cuna, Star, and Eagle. So Boise and then 4 little suburb towns. And so there's not a ton of rural area in that county. A little bit of some 1-acre parcels here and there. Most of that would be a little bit further west. So I think if a person's moving to Boise or to the Boise area, it's going to depend on probably what they like to do, the size of their family, that sort of thing. I'm a little partial to the downtown core.
Okay.
Single, and I do a lot of things outdoors, and that's probably the best place to live.
All right, so tell us about the downtown area. Tell us about that area that you like so much.
Yeah, so we have a beautiful downtown in Boise. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of shops, art galleries, basically anything that you have in a large city, a lot of restaurants, and it's very clean. That's one thing that people comment on a lot when they come here to visit, is how clean it is and how nice and friendly people are.
Okay.
So we actually say hi to strangers here. So
that's unheard of here in New York, but continue. Go on.
Yes, I lived in New York City for a couple of years, so I'm familiar. Yeah.
Once in New York or always in New York.
That's right. A little bit's in there if you push me.
All right. So tell us, besides the downtown area, what other lifestyles can we expect out there? What other experiences can people expect in Idaho?
Well, I think, again, lots of recreation. We have really beautiful weather. So it's sunny a lot of the time. We do have 4 seasons. So right now is fall, kind of headed into winter. And so the trees are all, Boise is nicknamed the city of trees. I think it's because everywhere around is desert. So we're kind of where the desert meets the mountains.
Okay.
So the lore is that French fur trappers came across the desert, and when they came over the hill, they exclaimed, "Le bois, le bois," because they hadn't seen trees in a long time. And so Boise Valley has a lot of trees and the river running through it. So our trees are changing colors, and then we'll head into winter. We get generally a little bit of snow, not a whole lot, but yet we're still close to ski resorts, and so it's pretty nice place to live.
All right. Well, since you were in New York, let's talk about affordability in Boise.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's changing. I guess it depends on where you're coming from, how affordable you think it is. If you're coming from California, it's pretty affordable. Any other kind of major city. So, I believe our average sales price is right around $400,000 right now, or just tipping over that. In the metropolitan area. And so for a lot of people, it's considered affordable. It's becoming a little less affordable for people who are from here, because we do have so many people moving here who are keeping their salaries, their California salaries, for example, and able to work from anywhere. So they're coming here. So we have very low housing inventory for the entire COVID. Our transactions have increased, but our inventory has decreased. It's been the lowest inventory we've ever had every single month this year.
Okay.
So it's this tight market, lots of multiple offers.
All right. So if somebody was to move out there, basically, what are you seeing more? Basically, are people moving out for forever homes or vacation homes or investment properties? What are you seeing a lot of?
A lot of people are either moving here because now they can work from anywhere. So they're leaving places like California, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, East Coast, coming here. Some people are buying homes that they're renting now that they're planning to retire to. So a lot of people who are planning their retirement want to move someplace a little bit more affordable. So there's some of that as well.
I was going to ask you, do you recommend if somebody's kind of thinking about Boise, should they rent first or should they just buy?
Well, our rental market is really tough as well. And so I have some clients who are moving here and they want to they need to rent for a few months before they buy. And they're having a hard time because, especially if you have pets, it's just more challenging to find a good rental. So I think it depends on if the person is, it depends on a lot of things, but pets are an issue. Okay. Our rental market's just as tight as our housing market.
It's kind of the same here in New York as well. But, if they wait it out and they're listening to professionals such as yourself, they will find what they're looking for.
Yeah. And a lot of times we can connect people. Realtors don't get paid for leases here. So that makes it a little more, challenging because there's not a centralized place for people to search for rentals. So, a lot of times we can utilize our connections to find people places to stay.
All right. So if you're working with the right realtor, they're going to connect you to the people that you need to. All right. That's very important. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some of the amenities in the area that people are talking about. The people that have moved there. What are some of the things that are drawing people to your area?
I think skiing, biking, mountain biking, road biking, skiing, like I said, a lot of outdoor activities, river rafting, kayaking. So those are the outdoor activities. I think a lot of, anything you want to do, if you want to go to a play, there's usually something going on.
Okay.
If you want to do any kind of activity, cultural or athletic activity.
So you mentioned that there's some colleges out in your area as well. So for families considering moving and they have kids, young adults that are going to college, this would be a prime area for them as well?
Yeah, so we do have a lot of people who send their kids to Boise State University, home of the Broncos with the blue Smurf turf. That's what most people recognize. And so it's a nice university. A lot of folks send their kids here. And so sometimes they'll come, and we've sold a number of homes to families who are buying for their kids to live in, and then the kids rent out the other rooms and learn a little bit about that process while they're in college, and then they either sell them or keep them. And then we've had some families move here just as an entire family, but we've done quite a number of transactions for parents who are buying their kids homes to live in because it's cheaper long term for the length of their college stay to buy than it is to rent.
That's good to know. Now, my favorite subject, food.
Yeah.
Let's talk about food. Food-wise, what is Boise known for besides the potatoes? What is Boise known for?
The funny thing about potatoes is that, those are mostly grown on the east side of the state. So Boise's on the west side of the state, and we're in Southwest Boise. So you guys get all the good potatoes in New York. Like we get all the runty ones that are left over. They ship all the good ones to you guys. So, we have really any kind of food you could want. We have pub fare, we have Asian food, we have Idaho is a refugee relocation city. So we have a lot of people from all over the world who are settled here. And so we have a lot of unique little ethnic places, African, Middle Eastern, just a lot of really, really delicious food. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your favorite food for lunch?
Oh my gosh. I eat a lot of lunch meals at my desk. I have to say that. Probably, oh man, that's hard. I love all food.
You can only pick one. You got to pick one.
Well, if I had to eat the same thing, like if I could only eat one thing ever, it would be pizza. But as far as, because pizza is a food group, all of it.
Yes. All right. Being that you're from New York, how's the Boise pizza compared to New York pizza? Now, answer this carefully.
Oh, New York pizza kills it.
Good answer.
New York style pizza, but it's not the same.
All
It's not
right.
the same as finding a place on the street and just grabbing a slice and folding it up and yeah.
That's what I like to hear. All right. So you mentioned some fun stuff to do now because of we're in the COVID area. What are some creative stuff that people have been doing basically for activities to keep themselves busy?
Well, I think a lot of it, and we are very fortunate in that we have a lot of outdoor space. So we have foothills trails. So I'm sitting in my office, which is about 3/4 of a mile from my house, which is 2 blocks from a park that's on the edge of foothills trails. So we have a lot of basically hiking trails. And so there's a lot of people who are taking advantage of doing things outside. Our weather's just starting to turn cold. So we'll
Okay.
see, because we've been pretty blessed with really nice weather during all of COVID.
Well, what do you guys consider cold for you guys?
Well, so yesterday it was 35. I mean, it's
Okay.
not New York cold. You
All
guys
right.
really, because it's a dry cold, right? So we don't have the humidity and the biting wind that you guys have.
Okay.
Yeah, you wear a couple layers, you're fine. But on Thursday it was 75. Yesterday it was 35. So it's a woo.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of have this drastic here in New York this week as well. All
Yeah.
right. So my other favorite question is, what's your best kept secret? Something that the people that have moved there that they rave about all the time, your clients, what do they rave about? The best kept secret?
I think it is the foothills, the fact that nature is so close. We're so spoiled here because you can be in downtown Boise right by the Capitol building and you can go 10 or 12 blocks north and you're in nature. And I think that's very unique as far as cities go. I've traveled all over the world, and usually you have to go outside the city to get to nature. And Boise's the opposite. If you live in a suburb, you're going to have to drive to nature. If you live in downtown or in the historic neighborhoods, you can walk or ride your bike.
All right. Well, you kind of almost answered one of the next questions I was going to ask you. Just to sum it all up for the viewers, if you have to live anywhere in the world, what makes your area, what's the one thing in your area that makes it home?
I think that it's a combination of activity and the nature of people. So people are pretty open and welcoming and friendly. We're also, I think, a lot of people move here, so it's a lot of new Boiseans. And so as a native, I've sort of seen the best and the worst of people who are coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the thing that people really appreciate is the kind of the be kind, be nice, help each other, help a stranger, be friendly, wave, say hello, pick up the litter, even if it's not yours, that kind of small town feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also kind of a West Coast kind of more casual, less aggro,
Okay.
I mean, I actually fit in very well in New York because I can be pretty aggressive if I need to be. But I think overall the culture tends to be a little bit more laid back. Definitely.
Well, Jill, you gave us a lot of stuff to think about. Thank you so much for doing this. Now, if somebody's interested in possibly moving in your area, how can they reach you?
So they can give me a call, 208-327-2127, or send an email at my first name last name.com. So I think you'll have the information.
Yeah.
My last name is not the easiest to spell. So yeah, they can reach out to me, and I would love to help. I mean, might as well move here. Everybody's doing it.
There you go. All right, Jill, thank you so much for doing this. If anybody's interested in moving to Idaho, definitely give Jill a call. If you have a property here in Queens, Long Island, Brooklyn, give us a call. We can help you sell that. You can reach me at my cell phone, 917-975-5985, or call Dean at 516-527-9549. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, click, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. It was fun.